Hello everybody, we're back for another Sky Striker Dragoon profile. This is quite different in some ways than my previous one, considering the newer format with PK Fire, PK Orcus, and all that stuff running around, the fact that Rusty Bardiche is back. This has been modified. I believe it does fare pretty well against most of the meta. And I wanted to touch a little topic on previous video, how a lot of people were complaining about not having it out to Dragoon or anything. I'm not sure if people forgot, but the side deck is an option. I do play, but the reason why I don't show is because everyone's locals is different. You don't need to show side deck every single time because my side deck might not work for your locals. There are some locals that are just super chill, but then there are others that are really competitive. So, like Kaijus, literally hit Verte with Valor, Imperm, Widow Anchor. There are so many ways to out Dragoon, and yet people didn't want to think. Another issue that people were talking about that they did not agree with was my Kagari count. Yeah, I think 3 would actually be pretty good. Unfortunately, with the way I run it, I don't see a lot of room. Like, I could cut Verte, but then I don't like that because I like to be able to turbo out, especially with the new list. Zeke is something meh, but I mean, there are times it could come out to be MVP. I think this is fine. This works well. Avarice protects everything. But without going too much into past topics, we're going to go into the new deck profile. It's pretty similar to the last one, but you guys will be able to judge and such. Leave in comments if you got any more suggestions, like if you still want to talk about Kagari or something, that's fine by me. But thank you so much for your gave support, and there was one person that wanted to see this video, so thank you very much for supporting me, lad. And all the new subscribers I got and the likes, thank you. Like almost 1,000 on one video views is a lot for me. So starting it off, we have 3 Sky Striker Ace Ray. This is a duh, because you need Ray. You lose. We also got 3 Ash Blossom, Joy Spring. Now this comes up a lot in the match where you can like Ash Red Ice Fusion, and it kind of works out pretty well. I love it. I like it. Not much complaints when it comes to Ash. It's just very good generic staple. We have 3 Effect Veiler. So this is more up because we won't always be able to go first. So prepping for first or second kind of works because Sky Strikers can naturally go first for setup for responses. Going second isn't bad anymore because hit Verte. If you really need to hit something, you hit Verte, or you hit whatever, you hit Rusty Bardiche, whatever you really are scared of, you hit it with Valor. And with our up count of hand traps, it's nice. We have 2 Ghost Ogres, not 3. 2 is nice because we don't really play Desire, so we're not worried about banishing it. As well as this in right times kills a lot of decks. So when the synchro format spam was happening, you hit Hauk and they kind of looked at you a lot. In Dragon Link, I hit Romulus, and that seems to slow them down a good amount because they can't Drago to the lands, they won't be able to link cross, they won't be able to have their zones. It puts a lot more work on the field. So Ogres is really underrated for this format, I believe. We have 2 Rose. I know some people play 3, I don't like 3. 2 is fine for me, because you're not always going to go into it, you'd rather see Ray. And we have enough ways to get these out and indirectly search them, like with Area Zero, and even direct search with Rhoda. We still got our DM and Red Eyes for the Dragoon package. We have 3 Widow Anchor now, because of the ban list. This is a duh. This works out pretty well, because it's a duh. Snipe the opponent's card, make Verde, go combo. Or hit one of their garnets and take it so they can't link it away. It's basically like Widow Anchor and Romulus, if you want to think of it like that for Dragon Link. That's a big thing on my locals right now. We got 3 Shark Cannon. This is perfect now because when the PK Fire comes out, and when it did come out, Shark Cannon was MVP because I kept on sniping certain things that would go off. When they send for Cherubini for cost, you chain, you banish it, it's non-engraved to trigger. So that's pretty good. We have 2 Mystic Mine, just the same. And we have 2 Pot of Avarice. Not much to be said, especially with our hand trap count. And if you really need to, just for the draw power, you can shuffle back the DM and Red Eyes. I wouldn't advise it, but there are times when you do need draw power, so sometimes it's double or nothing. We got 2 Area Zero. Again, you can play 3. 2 has worked out fine for me. Not much to say. Plus, you can also like sack it off Hayate and just grab it back with Kagari if you need to. We got 1 Duster. This is really good because it doesn't conflict with us at all. This is just a really great staple. It just blows up everything. There is few things to argue about, and there's nothing bad really with this card. We also got one multi-roll per ban list. If this thing would come at 2, that would be wonderful, but just 1 for ban list reasons. 1 jamming waves, because you don't really need more than 1. We do have Duster, and jamming waves kind of comes good in this format again because you hit Fogblade if you're scared, but Skystrikers don't really have to worry too much about Fogblade itself because you just keep on relinking. All you're going to do is lose the effect, but you still get the monster. So, I got 1 Terraforming, 1 Upstart, 1 Rhoda. So, we're playing 1 Red Ice Fusion now. The reason for this is because opening it is wonderful, but we don't need to open it anymore. Quite literally, it's just nice to see it. And if you open it, okay, you open it. If not, okay, you go Verde, because it's very simple to go. You just do Hornet Drones, Link, Normal Summon, Ray or Rose or whatever you need, or Widow Anchor or Shark Cannon. There's so many ways to get into Verte and pop this guy out. Few negs about it. You can get Ash, Abuhu, but that's kind of one of the situations why you don't want to see it too much. You don't want to give your opponent the Ash too much. It's better just to do Verte because at least you still had something on field instead of just Red Ice Fusions that went past. We are playing 1 Afterburners because it's good, but you don't really need to max it out, and 1 Hornet Drones per ban list. So if this got banned, Engage can come back. Quite literally, taking this out would make barely be able to be splashable. You'd have to do like Area 0, multi-roll, some weird jank like that, and that wouldn't really work out. But as long as it's legal, we play it. For our trap cards, we have 3. There can only be 1. Such a great floodgate in today's format. Like Dragon Link, flip it over, oof. Infernobles, flip it over, oof. PK Fire, PK anything, oof. Orcust, oof. Pretty much this doesn't work against cards like Groover Control, but I'm not seeing that in my locals. I'm seeing a lot more combo heavy decks. So this is MVP. Simply opening this wins games at some moments. Like you can literally just grind Hayate, poke, poke, poke. So there can only be 1 is broken, and we have the 1 Metaverse for Mystic Mind when we open it. And this way, it's also Area 0 indirect search so if you need to. Moving on to the extra deck, we have 3 Shizuku. Not much to be said, she's the powerhouse. I'll show the side deck this time just to give an idea of why I think she's really vital, if it's not obvious for the searching ability alone. But yeah, 3 Shizuku is the magic number. I play 3 Hayate. The poke becomes really vital in a lot of situations. I've actually won due to playing 3 Hayate in a team match because I was kind of getting out grinded. I had 300 life points left, and the opponent had like Dragoons, Verte, and like quite literally that was it. So it was hard to out, but Kaiju the Dragoon just in case. You normal summon the Ray went into Hayate, poke for game. Worst came to worst, you Widow Anchor and you take back the Gamma Cell so you can attack. But Hayate is really vital in a lot of situations I see, because it's kind of rare that we will get OTK'd with what we play, unless they open like Lightning Storm and then something else. But yeah, 2 Kagari, as I said, it's hard for me to fit a 3rd one in. People say cut out Hayate, but it's personal preference at this point. The people say it's a mandatory 3 of it should be, it probably is, but not everyone plays it the same way. What works for me might not work for you. Like I said, everyone's deck and locals are different, so this is just basically what I run, and because I run Avarice, it's enough. The problem is that like I don't always need to recycle, especially because of Chocobo. I don't want to just go into this forced to out their 1 monster, and then if they're able to play around that, then it hurts. So it's meh, but I really prefer Hayate and Shizuku. We got 1 Kaina, just for the flexibility. The gain life points is really funny. You win during time and around, as well as the not being able to attack does help in some situations to prevent you from being OTK'd. It's basically just a block. You play 1 Zeke just because it is. It's a Sky Striker, so it works. Just play 1. Not much to be said. We got Hawk, Celine, Access, because this card combo is still incredibly, incredibly powerful. There's no reason not really to run it. I've spazzed my graveyard one time just to let Access pop like 5 times, so it's really good. I like it. Good card. Play this either way. You don't have to play Dragoons. This is enough, people say, but I mean, like, you can imperm Access and then it just sits there. It's not good anymore. You cannot imperm Dragoon. And then we also have obvious Verte and Dragoon. So not much explanation there with what else being said. I will quickly go to the side deck just to give an example of how my locals is. So we have Gamacell for Dragoon and also just anything else. And in the mirror match, this card makes you win. Quite literally, it's wonderful. I got Kaiju'd off my Dragoons, but then I sent it away with Area Zero and everything was fine. We also have 3 Droll for anything like PK Fire, Invoked, Dinos, pretty much anything that needs to search more than once or can search more than once. Drone Locker kind of like says no in a lot of situations, and because it's a hand trap, it's still viable with Avarice. We play 3 Dark Ruler or more just for the negating, because sometimes you just need to negate and then start popping things and then start going off. Like if you can Dark Ruler no more, Widow Anchor or Shark Cannon something, make access code, you win. You blip the whole board. And as long as you got 1 Widow Anchor, you're probably win. 3 evenly matched. That's pretty good going second card. There's no reason not to play it if you have it. And if you don't have it, you don't need it, but it's a nice card. It's really good. Something different I play right now is White Howling, because you're going to end on Shizuku a lot of times. I have basically Mystic Mine burn, so this card kind of comes into P clutch, as well as it does hurt Invoked. If you do it right, it does hurt Dragon Link, because when they use Chaos Base, they activate Boot Sector, White Howling, they won't be able to do anything else. This card actually works pretty well. I like it. Not everyone would agree, but it's not too bad. You don't need to be insane budget, and that's fine. You can play Nibiru in the deck if you wish. I personally don't, but you can. It's fine. It's a very good card. If you want to copy base Data's list to a T, if you don't want to play White Howling, put Nibiru's instead of this. But anyways, that's basically this guy's Draco deck profile. If you have any questions, let me know. All feedback is welcome. I understand there was hate last time, but people need a vent. People don't like every idea. So you can't always expect them to do and think like you. So as long as you have fun with the deck, it serves you well, and you don't really want to change a lot about it, there is not much to complain about. This is a very fun deck. It's very good. And because we just have natural outs to certain decks, like Widow Anchor, take the starting dragon, or Shark Cannon, hit whatever they're going to send a Grave off Cherubini, hit Boots, hit Cloak, hit Gloves. There's so many good things that can happen. So this deck is good. This is my deck profile. Thank you for sticking through the whole video. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what I should do in the next video. I'm actually building PK Fire, so that's going to be in a video soon.